Start streaming the news. Yeah. Make sure all my volumes are down on everything. All right.
All right, let's share what we got going on here. Dude, this is so awkward with my steering wheel right here.
but
But like, it's just too much work to take it down.
but yeah, like I said, if I'm still at one school, I'll have I have vacation time right now. And I told her, I'm like, with us losing a race, it's driving me crazy to think that we lost a race. But and she's like, if you want to, whether I don't know if she'll come down. It might be just me, myself, and I. So, like I said,
Check. Just making sure my volume's okay because last week it was not good. Last week I didn't like the way it came out, so.
I gotcha.
I have lost the share button, Ryan. There it is.
Did
I
you?
found it.
Yeah, like last week I couldn't find the type into the chat.
New Jersey's already up 1-0, so that's pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. Hey, did you see that preview for the Mortal Kombat movie today?
I did.
Holy cow, it looks awesome.
I mean, I'm interested, but I don't know like if I'm going to see it in theaters interested.
Well, if it's on HBO Max, I'll watch it on HBO Max. Oh boy.
For whoever's in the chat right now, if there is anybody in the chat right now, I will be catching what you got going on here momentarily.
Hey, you didn't share it.
I'm getting there, damn it.
Oh, I know how I can. That's why I couldn't share. I know why. That's why I couldn't chat last week, you dummy.
Why?
Oh, because I didn't go through YouTube last week.
Oh.
That's why, yeah. Oh, guys. See? Now I can tap on uh, the telephone. Pop up there. Oh, Patrick. What's up, Patrick?
All right. Um. Oh, fuck. I mean, damn. I mean,
Edit.
clip that.
That's right.
Put that on a t-shirt.
That's right. We're in season form.
It's all right. I think on iTunes we have a for mature audiences only designation.
Oh,
So it all works out, I guess.
sweet.
All right, let me pull up a couple things. Are you ready to rock and roll
Yeah.
here?
Yep, I got already the results of the class already up and ready to go.
What's up, Patrick? I see you now.
That's right. Watching Bob's Burgers and got an interesting Twitter follower.
All right, I
Oh,
got everything here.
never really got into Bob's Burger. I heard it's a good show, though. I kind of have that, the guy that used to cover basketball on ESPN, he would always look like this. I think that's how I got my camera set up now.
Shit. I mean, damn it. Clickbait. All right. You got an interesting Twitter follow. What you got?
Yeah, no, that's interesting. I got a kitty following me now. Okay.
All right, you ready, Ryan?
Yeah, let's roll.
Rolling intro.
Hey, gentlemen, start your engines! I guess I'm out of
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 90 Blue Slugs Podcast. I'm your host, AJ, back from Daytona, and with me is my co-host, Ryan.
What's happening, AJ? How was Daytona International Speedway?
Oh, it's just the happiest place on earth. That's the happy zone.
Very happy zone. I think all the videos and photos you were sending, and great parking spot, by the way, on Sunday.
Oh yeah, you saw that from the car during the rain delay. Yeah. You know, just wonderful world of Florida and 3 o'clock start times. Oh, that's another rant I've got tonight later.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, good. Yeah,
let's think this through here. I mean, I understand it's a network decision to put these races on later in the day and to get more viewers. Well, you're not going to hold viewers when it rains in Florida
exactly.
at 3 o'clock every day.
And you're not restarting the race until 9 p.m. and getting over at
this isn't the road
12.
course, for crying out loud. Although at a certain point there, I was like, screw it. Just start getting the safety trucks to put the barriers up and the turtles back up, and we'll run the road course the rest of this race.
And then this weekend we'll run the 500.
Yeah. Well, that would have sucked because I didn't have the vacation time for today.
Yeah, exactly. But sounds like you guys had
It was good. Unexpectedly went to the Xfinity race. That was fun.
Yeah, definitely. I saw some of the swag you bought. Very, very nice.
Yeah. Honestly, though, Ryan, I got through this trip spending the smallest amount of money I have spent at a racetrack. So
yeah, I know, because you would text me Saturday what you spent already, and I had told the wife, and she's like, "Oh my, already?" I'm like, "Yeah, exactly."
Got it all done Saturday when we got there. Because that was the thing. I've never been there the Saturday before, so it just made more sense to get it all out of the way now. Go get the souvenirs, the programs, all that. Get checked into the hotel. We're set for the weekend. You know, went to the Xfinity race that night. It was fun. And Patrick, yes, it's the happiest place on earth. There's no place I'd rather be. And also had to show my girlfriend Gwen that NASCAR fans are without a doubt the funnest people to be around.
I agree 100%.
Because it doesn't matter what driver you're cheering for, you know, what beliefs you've got, it does not matter. Everyone's there for a good time. It's all one big giant party, and it's just really fun. It's everybody having a great time.
I had a guy come into work on Friday, actually. I don't know if I told you this or not, but, you know, I brought his stuff out. He got some vinyl and everything like that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, ready for the weekend? He's like, yeah, going to watch the Daytona 500. I'm like, heck yeah, me too. And him and I he's like, yeah, I kind of fell out of it, but I know it's Daytona. I'm going to watch it, everything like that. So him and I talked for about 15 to 20 minutes and told him about the podcast. He's like, hey, I'll try to give you guys a shout out. I'm like, oh, no kidding.
Yeah, see, there we go.
They're race fans everywhere.
Patrick says in the chat that he hasn't seen a race there, but he's toured the track.
Nice.
But it is, you got to see a race there. I don't care if you don't like plate racing or super speedway racing. You got to go. It's an experience. It's the biggest race of the year. I'd still argue in all of motorsports. I still think the Daytona 500 is the best.
Yep.
The best motorsport to watch if you're just watching one individual race that year. Until Christopher Bell decides to kamikaze the field on lap 15.
We'll get into that later.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
But being that this is Daytona week, it's Thursday, February 18th, 2021. We are 20 years to the day of the passing of Dale Earnhardt Sr. At the Daytona 500 back in 2001. It just a quick reflection here. I don't want to do like a moment of silence, things like that. We've done that for 20 years now.
Yes, we have.
I watched the E60 on the Dale Earnhardt E60 they did on Sunday, and where we're at in safety now is absolutely incredible. Let's think to Daytona 500 winner Michael McDowell back in 2008 when the Car of Tomorrow was implemented. Has that terrible, terrible crash at Texas during qualifying.
Yep.
Hits the wall head on, barrel rolls, car comes to a stop on fire, gets out, walks out of the car, just gets right out.
Yep.
20 years ago, that doesn't happen. We're talking about a totally different scenario.
Ryan Newman last year.
Ryan Newman last year. Very good,
Yep.
Ryan. Think about the wrecks we had Sunday.
Yeah. Bob Pockers, too. Yeah, especially that last lap one. Bob Pockers has a very interesting piece. It may be on his Twitter, but I know Fox reposted it on their Facebook. Jeff Gordon talks about a crash he had at Vegas where if he didn't have the Hans device, he said he could possibly been killed because he was so sore after that accident. If you guys get a chance to check that out.
I remember that one. That's the one where he ended up the whole front of that car, the front right of that car was all caved in.
Yep. Bob Pockris did a very, very nice piece on it, and it was since I think it was 2000. I think that was the last death in the car, by the way, was Senior.
It was, and that was one of the stats that they flashed at the end of the documentary was since Dale Sr.'s death, there have been no deaths in NASCAR's top 3 series in a racing incident on track.
Incredible.
Now I'm paraphrasing this, and I don't know if it was Kyle Petty or not, but there was a quote I took out of it. I'm going to paraphrase it. When it was the prior 3 drivers that had passed away in 2000 leading up to that race, it was just a racing deal. It was just another incident. It magnified when it was the man. When it was Dale Sr., it was Superman. It was everybody's idol, everybody's hero. It was different then. That's when they knew it was time to take a stand on everything that was going on. And just, we all missed Dale Sr. on the track.
Oh, yeah. And I remember, too, that Monday at school, because I went back, I was in high school when it happened, my senior year. I had guys coming up to me who, they were like, I never watched a race until that race. And Tony Stewart had that big flip on the backstretch, and everybody was asking me, it's like, well, why didn't Tony Stewart die, but why did Dale Sr. die?
Ryan, another quote from the documentary. It's the ones that look bad that aren't. It's the ones that don't look bad that are.
Yeah, and I told him, I'm like, you got to think. When Tony Stewart was barrel rolling, he had all that, the roll cages, the belt star, the helmet, everything like that. Well, when Senior hit the wall, his body went, forward, and that's what I was trying to explain to everybody at school that day. And they're like, oh, all right, I get it now. And I don't know if any of them still watch it, but
it's eerie to think that just a couple weeks before he was talking about how he wasn't going to wear the Hans device, and now it's mandatory, and who knows, the Hans device could have definitely saved his life there. But that what I was leading into with that was, had that incident not happened, these cars would not be as safe as they are today. I can think that we would have lost a bunch more drivers to racing incidents had that one not happened.
Exactly. And Ryan Newman even speaks about it in the Bob Pockrass
Yeah.
little piece
Yeah.
that they put. He's like, guys, I don't think I'd be here if it wasn't for that death. He's like basically saying of the man. And he hit the nail right on the head, man. I like watching it live with Sarah. I as I stated on that episode of the podcast, like I thought the guy was dead. I honestly did.
Yeah.
But like you said, with all the innovations now, and this is why it's been 20 years since we've had a death in a car.
Because of Dale Earnhardt, Ryan Newman walked away from his incident. Because of Dale Earnhardt, Michael McDowell walked away from his incident. Because of Dale Earnhardt, all these drivers this weekend that were involved in wrecks walked away under their own power.
Exactly.
And Newman, on a couple days later, walked away out of the hospital. So it's still somber to talk about. It'll never not feel uncomfortable to talk about. However, it is comforting knowing that these cars are a tenth-fold safer than what they were then.
Oh, of course, way safer now.
With that being said, Ryan.
Yep.
Real quickly, we got 6 different articles of racing just to recap and gas and go. But how was the weekend?
Weekend was really, really nice. Obviously watched everything racing possible from Tuesday on to Sunday. Hell, even into early Monday morning. But Saturday, we went over to my mother's house. We ended up going to Ford Garage. First time having Ford Garage. The restaurants are open up a little at 25% capacity. And my mom's like, what do you guys want to do for dinner? And I'm like, hey, how about Ford Garage? Nice little joint. Good burger I had. So, yeah, other than that, watched racing.
Well, let's recap some racing, Ryan. Let's get into some gas and go.
Let's go.
Gas and Go is where we recap the race weekend, kicking things off just in order of series. The Gander Truck Series was in action Friday night, where Ben Rhodes gets it done finally on a super speedway race. He's been close several times.
That he has.
But gets it done in Daytona. And past Roper there on the final lap. Jordan Anderson taking second for the second year in a row. Good stuff all around. Good feel-good stuff all around.
If that was Talladega, Jordan Anderson gets that win. But
yeah, no
Daytona,
kidding. No kidding.
Ben Rhodes gets it done. And he came from, I think, they did on the replay, they did a lap. The final lap, he was like 11th going across the start-finish line on that final lap to finish second. Incredible. Dodged some early accidents, and then that last accident, I thought it was more severe than what it was because one of the trucks, his engine was completely out of the truck. I forgot what truck that was.
Yeah, I don't remember either. I caught the mid on of that race Friday night.
I picked it good. I didn't even get through one lap.
Speaking of Jordan Anderson, he almost got taken out in an incident regarding Hailie Deegan, who I thought had an excellent race up until she had a spin late, hit the inside retaining wall.
Yep.
But I was very impressed with Hailie Deegan's performance this weekend.
And that's something we didn't talk about, too, on our season extravaganza program. She is definitely somebody to be reckoned with in the trucks. Like you said, mentioned it, AJ. I thought she handled herself very well. I had her radio on for a little bit through the Scanall, which awesome. If you guys don't have it, give it a shot. Awesome. $5 a month, unedited content. But they were, she was, talking to the crew. The crew was giving her good pointers. She had TJ Majors on the roof spotting for her. And as we all know, TJ is one of the best in the business at these big plate tracks.
Yeah, I was listening to Door Bumper Clear this week, and, TJ's not going to badmouth Hailie, even if she had something happen or she did something wrong. But to hear him say how impressed he was with her and how calm she was throughout the whole thing, like you said, Ryan, forced to be reckoned with this year, potentially.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's hard to tell anything out of Daytona, especially with the road course this weekend. But I'm curious here in a couple weeks to see where her and her team is at, standings-wise, finishing-wise. What you got?
The the third race in is March 5th at Vegas for the Truck Series. So let's see what she does on the 1.5 programs.
Yep. That's where the real test comes in, is the 1.5 miles and the short tracks. I mean, road courses this year kind of play a big part, but you can't really tell where someone's program's at just based on road courses. And we learned that with Hendrick. Before they started winning more and more last year with Chase, it seemed like their only bit of success was coming on the road courses, and that they put a lot of research and development into the road course program as it is. So we'll see. Exactly. We'll see come Las Vegas, come that West Coast swing, how everything works out for them.
Yeah, I was, like I said, very, very, very pleased with what I saw from Haley Deegan. Actually, the truck race as a whole was a fantastic race.
Yeah, from what I saw, I enjoyed of it. I saw James Busher didn't even complete a lap, and I was wondering why that was going on the ticker, and so I went back and watched a replay of it.
Yeah, the guy I picked didn't even – he missed a shift or something like that. Meleeed.
Yeah, Ryan's race for his pick was grenaded at the start-finish line. James Busher right in the back of him, like he's never ran a super speedway race before.
He ran last year, and I'm like, he ran in the ARCA race too on Saturday, and the ARCA race starts on Saturday, and I'm like, hey, he made a shift. Oh man, that beauty part about Daytona.
Stage winners in the truck race. Rafael Lessard won the first stage. John Hunter Nemechek with the second stage. John Hunter Nemechek was up there for a little bit. I thought he was going to be one of the trucks to be in contention. Just got taken out late. And Ben Rhodes was your race winner. What's that, Ryan?
It's weird too about John Hunter Nemechek, how he was in the Cup Series, obviously with Front Row Motorsports, but didn't think he was going anywhere, so he wanted to go back to the Truck Series, signs with Kyle Busch Motorsports. Maybe that will get him. I think what he's thinking, get back down to the Truck Series, get some more wins, get something, show these bigger teams in the Cup Series or even the Xfinity that, hey, I can win races.
This will be great for his career, I think.
Getting
back in the Toyota program, starting with Kyle Busch Motorsports, who arguably are in contention every race to win in the Truck Series. I think this can only help his career and propel it a little bit. He's still young.
Very young.
So, top 5, Ben Rhodes, Jordan Anderson, we got Roper, Ryan Truex, and Carson Hochevar?
Yeah, I think that's how they're pronounced. I think, the kid's from Michigan, if I'm not mistaken.
That was one name when I was writing it down that I did not know how to pronounce. I'm glad you are here, Ryan.
That's what I'm here for. Let's see here. I'm trying to look. Let's see here. Yeah, he's from Portage, Michigan. He's 18 years old. So that's, Tony knows where Portage, Michigan is if Tony's in here. But yeah, very cool to see you get a Michigan boy.
Point standings following Daytona for the Truck Series as of playoff standings. We have Ben Rhodes, Sheldon Creed, John Hunter Nemechek, Chandler Smith, Grant Enfinger, Corey Roper, Ryan Truex, Rafael Lessard, Carson Hochevar. I'll get that eventually. And it's just the top 8, yes?
Yeah, I thought they went to 10.
If they went to 10, then Cody Rohrar is the 10th driver. All right, moving on to the Xfinity race, where, as I'm looking down the show sheet, where Austin Cindric wins Penske's first Super Speedway Xfinity win, gets Penske Racing's first Xfinity Series win on a Super Speedway.
Somebody finally beat Caller Grayson.
Yeah, someone finally beat Caller Grayson. Someone finally beat JRM at Daytona to kick off the season. It was 4 years straight for Junior Motorsports there.
Yeah, that it was.
But no, I was amazed to know that was Penske's first win at a super speedway race. Just thinking back to the guys who've run these races, Logano, Blaney, Keselowski, and just think that this is their first one is kind of shocking.
Blaney as well. I don't know if you mentioned Blaney.
Yeah, Blaney. And it's Cindric picking up right where he left off last year with the championship. Locks himself into the playoffs. I'm telling you, Cindric could be right back where he was last year when all said and done again this season.
A little foreshadowing too. I liked what I saw from Cindric on Sunday.
Yeah.
In the
Cindric
33.
was up there for
Yep.
that last half of the race Sunday too, and we'll get to the single file freight train in a bit, but
Choo choo.
there were tons of big wrecks in this one.
Yep, you got a couple nice videos too.
I got one video of the Brandon Jones spin when he
Yep.
came back up the track and then got T-boned there coming through the triangle.
I thought he got hit driver's side, but he got hit in the back end. I'm like, oh man, that was insane.
Yeah,
Could have been.
Again,
Could have been
everyone walks away.
Yep.
It was all good there. But you had every bit of speedway racing. I mean, there really wasn't much single file stuff going on. It was just, all in all, it was a fantastic Xfinity race.
I definitely enjoyed it from watching it on television. I got home to see we left my mom's house and I got home. We left the start of the stage, and I got home to see the last 30 or 40 laps of it, and I enjoyed it. Excellent race. Got side by side racing as we like to see at these tracks. Lead changes, good stuff.
You have the excitement and dramatics of big wrecks everywhere. My luck was ran out when all 4 Junior Motorsports cars got taken out throughout the race. Just one of those deals. Super speedways, you know what it is going into it.
There's a guy that definitely stood out, and he stood out starting last year. Is Brett Moffitt in the Xfinity program?
Brett Moffitt getting a stage win. Yep.
I like what I'm seeing from him. Hopefully they can keep that mojo going.
There was a point in that race, Ryan, and I didn't notice this at the track. I didn't notice it till I got back to the hotel and was looking on Twitter. Apparently, and I say apparently, it happened. Robbie Lyons had a incident with a safety truck.
Yeah, I had seen that, but they never mentioned it on the broadcast.
I can't remember if I saw that they said he blew a tire or whatever, but it leads me to believe, why isn't whoever's spotting for him just telling him to go high? He was already so low. He was at the bottom lane above the yellow line going through there and blows a tire right there. Or whatever he had happened that broke. It was like, it could have been Juan Montoya all over again.
Oh, man.
You know?
Jet Dryer 2.0.
I don't know. But that was just another thing that stood out to me. But
it's funny, too, because the broadcast was Adam Alexander, Clint Boyer are in an area, and then they had Tony Stewart in his own little area. He's like, yeah, I got an old fridge over here. And Boyer during the broadcast is like, man, if I was over there, I'd have a couple cold ones over there. I'm like, there's Clint for you.
So I think tonight I was going to watch the replay of that because naturally, being there, you don't hear what's going on. But I was so interested to hear what a booth with Tony Stewart and Clint Boyer was like. So
Smoke did a good job. I definitely enjoyed it.
Does he have a career after, or maybe while being an owner?
I think Boyer takes the cake, but Stewart can fill in nicely.
From what I've heard of Boyer in the last couple races of the past week, I'm a fan for sure.
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna to get that what's the word I'm looking for? The cohesiveness is what I'm thinking of. But they did a lot of it during the iRacing last year, and I told Sarah, I'm like, Boyer's going to be in the booth, and she's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yep, and there he is.
You know what it reminds me of, Ryan? And
what's that?
This is just from listening to the Cup race and the Cup broadcasts. It feels a lot like DW's back there, but just with a more fresh view on what these cars do. A fresh opinion, I guess would be the way to put it. The problem I do see coming up is Boyer likes to talk also while Gordon and Mike Joy are talking.
Oh, yeah.
It happened a couple times where, Mike Joy had to bring them all back in because they were getting a little off of what was going on in the broadcast. But that's what makes it fun. I thoroughly enjoyed listening to the Cup replay of it.
That's what makes Junior so good. I mean, Junior is taking this and running with it. I think Boyer's Boyer's doing the same. Yeah, the slide job. Boyer's doing the same thing with it.
Yeah. Your stage winners in this one, Ryan: Brandon Jones, Brett Moffitt, and race winner Austin Cindric. Top 5: Austin Cindric, Brett Moffitt, Harrison Burton, Jeb Burton, and AJ Allmendinger, who I was pulling for there at the end after all my dogs were out of the fight.
That's right. That's who I was picking. That's who I picked too in their little pick 'em. Oh no, a champion. That's champion.
Yes. Playoff standings following Daytona: Austin Cindric, Ty Dillon, Brandon Brown, Harrison Burton, Jeb Burton, Myatt Snyder, Daniel Hemrick, AJ Allmendinger, Brandon Dovick, Jason White, and Joe Graff Jr. and Cesar Baccarella. Just got to give me some time with some of these names. I'll get them by year's end. I promise you. It's second show of the year. Give me a break.
Yeah, our ears are going to be ringing.
Bringing Ryan back up on the screen now. There you are.
Hello.
Moving on to the NASCAR Cup Series, where, Ryan, we had a first-time winner this weekend. Well,
I thought you were doing the duel.
Yeah, let's start off with the Clash.
Yeah, all right.
Clash on the Road Course is a great preview as to what this weekend's going to be. I think you saw a lot of... you have a lot of insight on where, the 9 still sits. It's still going to be, I believe, his type of racing. It's going to be hard to beat him. But Ryan Blaney showing strengths. Martin Truex Jr. again showing strengths. Your typical everyday customers here being right back up front in this. At the final lap there, Chase gets into Ryan Blaney, knocks him out of the way. Can't regather it to stay in front of Kyle Busch, who eventually gets the Clash win, which is a good confidence boost for Kyle Busch and those guys going into this season.
Especially with a new crew chief.
Yep, with a new crew chief, like you said. Truex, that was weird. They got to do something, I think, with the mud.
They already did.
Oh, they already did.
They're they put they're paving it. I guess as soon as the 500 was done, Bob Pockers on his Twitter account put it. Him and Hamlin were going back and forth at it, a conversation. And everybody was going off the track. They paved it, but they added a turtle there too as well.
Okay, gotcha. So that'll stop that this weekend. I thought they had a turtle there for the road course race last year, because I don't remember it being a problem last year.
No, I can't. A couple cars were going off there, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Regardless, though, it was amazing. The mud just killed some of these days. Truex right in the wall while leading. I mean,
that was an awkward hit too. Because I texted my brother after that happened. I'm like, that was an awkward hit.
Yeah, the whole thing was weird.
Mm-hmm.
I still want to see the Clash on the Speedway though, like on the full oval.
Yeah, for the Clash. Yeah, I think this was a one-time thing. I think you're going to see Daytona Road Course. People are liking it. I think it's going to be on the schedule next year.
Yeah. Yep. Qualifying, Alex Bowman, William Byron, Hendrick Motorsports taking the front row. Who saw that coming? Or who didn't see that coming, I should say.
I picked the wrong Hendrick car in the front row.
Yeah, yes you did. I got one of the Hendrick cars right, so I took 1 point for that.
Yeah, man.
However, guys that were showing speed, Eric Almirola was showing speed.
Yep. 23.
Bubba Wallace. I was just about to say, 23, yep. Bubba Wallace was showing a lot of speed with a brand new team. RWR wasn't showing much speed.
No.
Didn't show much speed. That's beside the point, I guess. But qualifying went as usual. Chevy, Hendrick, front row. The duels. This is where things get a little weird. First duel wasn't so bad. It was fairly tame for the most part. Guys,
great race.
What's that?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the duel one. Nice finish. Almirola, Bell, Logano up there.
But when it's a tame first duel, what that means for a second duel.
Either the first one's going to be wreck filled or the second one, and well.
All mayhem ensued.
Well,
Ryan,
first of all, we had a February shower, is what they like to call it in Daytona.
yeah, we got used to that this weekend.
Yes, you did.
But-
And then I'm surprised they got it in. What did it start? 11 o'clock almost.
Yeah, it started at 11. I was pretty tired Friday.
Yeah, I was too. So,
But
yeah.
then the second duel happened, and well, first duel winner was Eric Almirola, so I picked that one because that was who qualified third.
Yeah.
So he was my pick to win that duel, and he did. We had Bowman with some engine issues.
I'm
in the,
surprised they
in
didn't
the
change
first
the
duel.
engines, honestly, on the 48 car. But I guess we'll never know if that engine was going to
I guess
last.
it really didn't matter because that car only made it 15 laps into the race anyway.
Yep.
But second duel, Garrett Smithley
Don't get me started.
takes out Noah Gragson, who should have been in the 500.
Yep.
Which then in turn, Ryan takes out who?
Brad Keselowski and the 24.
Ryan texts me
Yep.
very pissed off the next morning because he
Yep.
fell asleep.
I did. I did fall asleep. Yeah. Yep. I fell asleep, and I'm like, what would my exact text say? Bleep it, Garrett Smithley.
Ryan was not Garrett Smithley's biggest fan this weekend,
Really
along
quickly.
with everybody else.
Yep. Really quickly. I understand underfunded team. You're trying to make the show. You're trying to make the Great American Race. Lots of money for the underfunded teams. I understand that. Get out of the way.
You know, Ryan, I put that incident as a racing deal because
Yeah, I do
Smithley's
too,
coming
but,
up, the 62 is coming down, or the 2 was coming down, and that's what happened. It was just wrong place, wrong time. However, what I will say is there was 3 laps before that where Smithley was losing it out of every corner.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
it was shaky there for a little bit because he was 3 wide middle for a lot of it.
That he was.
But I will say that that's just a racing incident. Brad Keselowski finds another way to wreck out of a Daytona race, which is really starting to become par for the course for those guys.
I kind of wish you could put money on that. Who's going to crash at a race?
Well, you know Penske's going to tear up some cars because it does not seem like they can keep... Besides last year with Blaney,
Yep.
and when Logano won the 500, they have a tough time at Daytona.
Yeah, they do. I just
Great finish to the second duel.
Besides
Besides Derek Cope crawling on the back straight.
Bubba.
I think it was 4 wide there for a second with 3 cars on the outside going almost 200 miles an hour and Derek Cope on the inside going 10. Which
Oh boy.
Ryan, it just irritates me, and I know you have a rant later, and I'm gonna try to save my rant for then too. Just something's got to be done about this charter system. I don't know what. Smarter men than me can think about a way to make it work. It just needs to be changed. There needs to be a way you lose a charter. When you're 4 seconds off the pace in qualifying, 4 seconds. We're not talking tenths, thousandths. We're talking full 4 seconds off the pace in qualifying. There's a problem. There does not need to be a charter there.
Hold on, I just had it. You know what team impressed me too is the Daniel Suarez team.
Trackhouse.
With
Trackhouse.
Yeah, Trackhouse. Yep, with Pitbull and Justin Marks.
Yeah, I put on Twitter, I'm a fan.
Yeah. I think they're Chevy too, which is cool. So
moving on to
Pitbull's Commander needs a little work on it.
He does need to work on it a little bit. I'll agree.
Especially
with you.
that. What was that?
Do that again, Ryan. Put that on a T-shirt.
Oh, we should. That'd be sweet. Ryan goes,
It was actually perfect in the stands because as soon as he got done saying it, the afterburner flyover happened.
Oh, nice.
So I mean, it was pretty cool. But moving on to the Great American Race, where Michael McDowell pulls off the huge upset victory, first win of his career, naturally first Daytona 500. First Daytona 500 for Front Row Motorsports win. And just could not have happened to a nicer guy in the garage area.
Yep.
I mean, people want emotion out of drivers. There was a lot of emotion out of that guy after he won that race.
And the crowd was really loud, too, when he got out of that car. Like, it wasn't like when Austin Dillon won. We'll save that for a little
Austin Dillon, who won the duel. There you go.
Yeah, he won the duel. There you go. But no, that was so cool to see Michael McDowell get out of the car, sitting on the car, pounding the roof of the car, crowd going crazy. See the emotion in his eyes. Like, oh, man, this dude is, he might lose it during the interview.
Chastain and who else pushed him out of the grass?
Oh, man, it was, was it maybe Corey LaJoie, maybe?
I wanted to say LaJoie, but I didn't want to missay it, so.
I think it might have been Corey LaJoie. That was cool right there. Joey Logano, I don't know if you guys have seen
First one in victory lane.
First one to victory lane, even though he was leading on that backstretch when the wreck happened.
We'll get to that.
First one to congratulate Michael McDowell. Tell me this wasn't a heartfelt win for everybody, in the garage.
Has that man let go of that trophy yet since he won it? Because every picture I saw of him, he was just he had a full grip on that thing. From what I've been hearing too, they're having a passenger seat put in for the road course for him. The trophy's going to be in the car with him. But he's not taking sight off it.
No,
he's going to have a spotter for him and a spotter for the trophy.
Yeah, exactly. But that was cool to see the first-time winners, especially for a guy who's been in the series for 14 years, bust his rear end. The scary crash we mentioned earlier at Texas during the qualifying.
He's now no longer just remembered for that.
No, he's not.
That
he's
needs to
a winner
overlooked.
now. Yeah, exactly. He's a winner now.
When you used to hear Michael McDowell, you immediately thought of that Texas crash.
Oh, man.
Now you get to think of him as Daytona 500 champion.
Yep.
And let me just say, in the stands, so I see the wreck happen, and It was fog in 3 and 4 for the entire last half of the race. I see the fireball, and I was like, oh no. And then I'm watching the TV screen that's right in front of us, and I see Chase inch in front of McDowell and Dillon, and that's when it ran the caution graphic above on the screen, and I was like, no way. No way Chase just won that. No way. And I'm going nuts. Like, then they come over the loudspeaker, about a minute later, and Michael McDowell is declared the winner. You told me that in the post-race interview, Chase said he didn't think it was close. I don't know. I still watch a couple replays where I think it's closer than what people are saying. However, if there's anyone I would rather see win a Daytona 500, it was Michael McDowell.
Exactly. And I mean, that made up. To see Michael McDowell winning, that made up for some of the things that we saw in the race.
The single file freight train, Ryan?
Yep. But let's go back to 15 laps, 14 laps into the race. They're going.
Here we go.
Everything's going good. I mean, everybody throwing the 3 up again to pay tribute.
That's when Derek Cope blows a tire in 3 and 4, right where Earnhardt did it.
Yeah, ironic that happened when Derek Cope won in 90. Senior
blew that tire in 90.
Yep, unreal. But get back to racing, some good action. They had an in-car camera, and all of a sudden here we go, and then you see the 48 go up into the 10. It's the 48.
Ryan, I'm going to stop you there because I want to know.
Yep.
Did you already have your hands or your face in your hands because you knew what was going to happen with the 24 coming through?
I thought he could have got through it. He almost got through with it, connected, almost flips over. Oh, there's a Mortal Kombat preview on TV. But anyways, no, the 40, I thought the 24 was going to get through it, but because when he won last year there, he got through them. And I'm like, if he can get through this, the car's good, we know it. Let's see what happens. But he didn't get through it. and then he's on the radio saying, "Hey guys, we can get it fixed," and that's when the lightning delay happened, and then the 5-hour rain delay.
Yeah, as soon as they saw him pull the car to pit road, we immediately booked it down to the concession area.
Yep.
And grabbed a table and chairs, and we're undercover. We sat there for a good 3 hours. Did not get a drop of rain on us.
It must have been nice because it poured.
But yeah, it did. But let's talk about that lap 15 incident, Ryan.
Yep.
I see a lot of people blaming Kyle Busch for this, and in the same sense, a lot of people are blaming Michael McDowell for the push he gave Keselowski at the end. The driver that is getting pushed has
no control.
every option to either A, let off the throttle.
Yep.
Not saying fully depress.
Brake check.
Yeah, not going full brake check mode, but ease off the throttle, control the run. Or you can do what Christopher Bell did and try to win the race from lap 15. I'm not afraid to say that. That's exactly what happened. Bell took the run all the way, shoves the 10 back up the track, and you saw what happened.
All hell broke loose.
There's no need to be racing that hard 15 laps into a 200-lap race.
And that's the thing. Go ahead.
The result of it was the single-file freight train for the next 180 laps.
Yep. I was irate. I was angry. I'm like 15 laps into the race and you're already racing like this, really? And like you said, the guy that's getting pushed has the most momentum going with him. If that guy blocks and then he's going to get run over, it happens. Look at it happened on the last lap. Keselowski got that great run by a great push by McDowell, and there's nothing wrong with the guy that's pushing.
No,
it's frustrating.
It's
frustrating.
a part of the racing, but you also need to be able to control the run. That's what it comes down to. Control the run.
Yep.
I texted you after that all happened, and I was like, that was straight out of iRacing.
Yep.
That's literally how every iRacing race starts.
And somebody posted, I think it was either Twitter or Facebook, I'm not sure, does tandem racing come back?
I hope not. Well, I hope not, because the guy who's pushing never has a shot.
No, not at all.
You know,
and it's like
it's the only way to have a shot is if you do the whole Keselowski move in 2009 when he got his first win, and that's not. I mean, that was just a bad ordeal. Carl tried to come back down the block. Brad just on his line, but that's the only way you get a 2-car tandem where this pusher gets the victory. That's it limits who can win, and I don't like that. I like anybody having a shot.
I do too. And then during the pandemic, they re-showed the Talladega where Johnson won that photo finish between him and Junior. But it's like they had Mark Martin on the radio with Jeff Gordon. They're like, "Oh yeah," Mark's like, "I'll push you all day." Mark's like, "I'll push you all day." I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like this, I didn't like the tandem. Yeah, it produced some decent finishes, but I didn't care for the racing.
No, the racing was meh for the next 180 laps, like I said.
Yep.
Then,
especially on the restarts, like, let's line up. Oh, where's my buddy at? I'm going to find my buddy.
It's upsetting when the most exciting part of a race for a good chunk of it is when the pit stops happen.
Oh, yeah.
You know? I mean, I'm not, don't get me wrong, we had the Quinn Houff incident where I still don't understand why NASCAR didn't throw a caution, because I nudged Gwen when it happened, when Byron went down into turn 1, and I saw the debris fly off, and I'm like, they've got to throw a caution for that.
Oh, yeah, when Byron's rear end comes apart. You
can't have an entire rear bumper cover just hanging off a car and fly off like that, you know? I don't know why they didn't throw a caution then. They could have saved Houff and
hold on, I
Briscoe's
remember.
Day.
Yeah, Briscoe was running good.
But whatever, that happened. Then where Christopher Bell got loose off a 4 and clipped Stenhouse. Shocker, Stenhouse in a wreck at Daytona.
Probably didn't put money on him to win it.
No, but I mean, it got foggy.
My guys got taken out. My guys got taken out in lap 14. Both of them I picked. One of the guys rode around without a roof or Hood.
Tyler Reddick, who
Yeah,
looked like he
yeah.
should have been in an open wheel modified race after
I
that.
would have been. Should have been. Or on a dirt track Saturday night somewhere.
Yeah. Power to Reddick, who completed
Yep.
180 laps with no hood, no fender, just wide open everything.
You know what that is? You know what that is? That's points.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. It's point racing
And
at
that's
that point.
and that's why I had the Byron radio on when I seen he was multiple laps down. Rudy and Tap are like, guys, this is points right here for us. This is points right here for us.
Yeah.
Get out there. Granted, yeah, you finished 26. You still got 11 points out of the deal. I mean, that works.
Yeah. Then the final lap happened, and
Yep.
listen to Radioactive. It kind of voiced the same frustrations I was right there in the stands. Why are you all waiting till now to just go for it? It should have been like that laps before. I understand if you want to wait till the last 5 or 10 laps. I get that. I 100% understand. But
You're the top 3 cars. I understand why you wait to that last lap. But if you're from 4th on back in that lead pack, why aren't you getting out of line? Why aren't you like, hey, I'm
Kyle
going to the
said,
front?
why is the 9 not doing anything?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's one of those types of deals. Then we get to the backstretch, and McDowell gives that push to Keselowski. Logano, I think, throws a bad block there.
Yeah, that was.
You've lost the position. Once that guy gets to the inside of you like that, you've lost the position. Especially with that kind of run and that kind of momentum.
Joey said that on Race Hub that, hey, I threw a bad block, but I'm trying to win the Daytona 500.
Yeah, you're trying to win the Daytona 500. I get
I'm okay
that.
with it. I'm okay with it.
But ensuing, the rear end of Keselowski's car gets up in the fence, exposes the fuel cell. Austin Cindric, who was having a great run, barrels in to the rear end of the two, causing a massive fireball that ended up having Bubba Wallace come in late to it. And if you watch Radioactive, they have an inside view when Bubba gets into it, and you see the flame come behind his head through the window.
Mm-hmm.
Or through the window net.
And then Kyle Busch had a hard hit in that too.
Kyle had a hard hit in that. Yeah. Kyle had a hard hit in that.
When they go back from out of the, they're showing McDowell across the finish line, and they're determining that. You see Brad out of the car, but you see the window net still up on Kyle's car, and I'm like, oh, great. Is he really messed up? Well, they get there, and then the window net finally got down when the safety workers were there.
Brad,
and Samantha,
with a fantastic spike of a helmet.
Dude, man, he plays for the Lions. We could definitely use him.
Look like Gronk out there.
Keselowski spike. But Samantha posted something on Twitter that about the wreck, and she thank God that Kyle got out of the car, and I had to like that too. I'm like, I was scared right there because I thought maybe he might have been injured.
Yeah, but everyone walked away. That's the big thing. Everyone walked away. Michael McDowell is your Daytona 500 winner. And your stage winners. Denny Hamlin won stages 1 and 2. Michael McDowell is your race winner. Top 5 was Michael McDowell, Chase Elliott, Austin Dillon, Kevin Harvick, and Denny Hamlin. Harvick finally finishing a 500 for the first time in a minute.
Yep. A couple shout-outs real quickly there, AJ. Ryan Preece. How about Ross Chastain and Corey LaJoie? Top 10 finishes.
Very good, very good.
Kyle looked pretty good in the 5 car.
Yeah, until he got taken out after that main wreck. I think he got loose or got clipped by somebody and got slammed into the wall.
Yeah, definitely.
Your playoff standings: Austin Dillon, Denny Hamlin, Michael McDowell, Kevin Harvick, Chase Elliott, Ryan Preece in 6th. Kyle Larson, Bubba Wallace, Joey Logano, Christopher Bell, Ross Chastain, Corey LaJoie, and Cole Custer round out your top. I'm sorry, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Ricky Stenhouse would round out your top 16. Jamie McMurray is listed up here, but he's not competing for points, so.
No, he's not for the full season. And he ran pretty good, too. He got through
Spire Motorsports deserves a ton of credit for how they ran this weekend.
Yep.
A ton of credit. They finished 9th and 10th, respectively.
Yep. No, 10th was Larson.
Was it 7th, was it
Eight,
8th and 9th?
8 and 9.
Okay, so yeah, they're
Murray and LaJoy, yep.
yeah, fantastic run.
Yep.
I'm trying to get everything sitting back up here. Oh, and I didn't do any of the next races yet. So for the Truck Series, let me go back here. They are running tomorrow, Friday, at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern on FS1.
7:30.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the Xfinity race.
Yeah.
The trucks are Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on FS1. The Xfinity Series is Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern on FS1. And the Cup Series is Sunday, 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Here we go, 3 o'clock again, Daytona. But it's a road course, so we can do this.
What rain tires?
On Fox and all, like I said, at the Daytona Road Course. All right, that recaps the entire Daytona 500 weekend.
Yep.
Ryan, let's get into some tire rub. Let's go over to some news.
All right.
Left side. Pull this left fender out, left side.
Tire Rubs, where we go over the news of the week and just a couple things this week. This came out today. Roush Fenway Racing becomes the first carbon-neutral race team.
Nice.
They're running a car to go with it, and I saw someone tweet out a picture of it saying how it looks like a test car, and I've got to agree.
Oh, jeez.
Like, it's very bland. Michael Waltrip joins the SRX series, the Superstar Racing Experience that Tony Stewart is putting on with Ray Evernham.
Yeah, they got some big names in there.
Yeah. Well, I'll have a full list when they actually have the full driver lineup out. We'll go over it then, but yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, and the tracks, too, that they have are pretty awesome. And the last thing I've got is The Crew, the new Netflix series with Kevin James, is going to be on Corey LaJoie's car this weekend. Kevin James is serving as the Grand Marshal of the road course race.
Alvin Kamara is sponsoring a car in the Xfinity series.
Yes, Alvin Kamara with Ryan Vargas.
Yep. Because Kamara was at the 500 and he's like, "Hey, Michael Jordan and Pitbull are part of a NASCAR. What do I take to get part of NASCAR?" I guess Vargas tweeted him. He's like, "Hey, I run the 6 car in the Xfinity series," and they just got tweeting back and forth, and Alvin Kamara is officially on a NASCAR Xfinity Series car this weekend.
Yep.
Very cool to see. And you know what? Back to the pandemic. Back to that March weekend in Darlington when they got back going?
Yes.
All eyes of the sports world on them. Professional football players, baseball, basketball.
It's worked out.
Yes, it has.
All right. That's it for news. Let's get to social media.
All right.
Social media this week, we are at 2,434 downloads total, 377 followers on Twitter, 81 likes on Facebook, 25 subscribers on YouTube. New follower shout-outs this week are, so I'm pulling it back up here, we have the 4 and Fuel podcast at 4 and Fuel podcast. We had at Rowdy 18 Rowdy_Nation. And that is all we've got for new followers this week. Podcast shoutouts this week include, as always, the Lap Traffic Podcast, BTM Racing Podcast, 3 Wide NASCAR Podcast with EG3, the Side Draft Podcast, and the Final Lap Weekly. Places you can find us. This has turned into a doozy now, because I got to remember all of these.
That's right.
We are, as I'm trying to pull Ryan back up, and I've got him there. Maybe. We are on Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, or iHeartRadio, iTunes, if I didn't say it yet. All your favorite podcast platforms. All you have to do is go in your search bar, look up the Loose Lugs podcast, make sure you subscribe, follow, and turn on your notifications. This way you get notified every time we upload new content. And so you can hear Ryan yell the ding at you.
Ding.
There you go.
Right.
We are on Twitter at Lugs Podcast. You can tweet us about the show using the hashtag LugsPod. And on Facebook, we are in your search bar, the Loose Lugs Podcast. Our personals, which I'm just going to tell you Ryan's because I use the podcast page for all my personal tweets too.
Yeah, you do.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Rencola 88.
Ryan, do you have a rant this week, sir?
I do have a rant.
Yeah, well, it is time for your rant, sir.
Welcome back, 2021 NASCAR season. During Sunday's pre-race, they did a piece with Tom Rinaldi, who formerly of ESPN. I don't know if anybody is familiar with Tom. Tom does great work with stories, a lot of college football, a lot of basketball, special stories. Well, Fox hired him in, and he did a piece with Ryan Newman. If you guys have yet to watch that, have not seen it, get your Kleenex ready because I teared up for it. I'm not ashamed that I did because it was about the wreck that happened. Uh, Ryan recalls none of it. All he does is remembers walking out of the hospital. That's how bad it was. But
Yes.
just making sure everything is okay. But yeah, Tom Rinaldi did a great piece.
I have
Fair
not
enough.
seen the Tom Rinaldi piece yet. I'll have to search it up after this. Like I said,
Yes.
I couldn't see everything naturally.
Yeah,
That was
obviously being
played.
exactly.
But no, I'm interested to look at it. I know
Yes.
that they had Newman talking during the Earnhardt E60 thing, and
Yeah. Oh yeah.
even that's a little rough to listen to because he was talking about how he never remembered anything from the crash
Yeah.
until
That's scary.
he walked out of the hospital.
Yep. All right. Now to my rant. We had mentioned it earlier in the show. Watching pre-race, Chris Myers, Jeff Gordon, Clint Boyer, Daytona, 1:00. Beautiful sunshine. AJ sends us a picture in our little Facebook Messenger. Beautiful sunshine, no rain in sight.
Should have started at noon.
Started at 12:00 or 1:00. I understand. TV. I understand it's TV. They want these 3:00 starts. They want these primetime starts. The gripe I have is if you knew the rain was in the area or the storms, you got to try to do something with the start times. Whether it's a 1:00 start, a 3:00 start, 2:00 start, whatever. Sunday night, that race didn't get over until early Monday morning at 12:15. I am one of those people that have to hit 3 or 4 or 5 alarm clocks just to get out of bed.
Can I cut off right here, Ryan? Just real quick. This is not the Kentucky Derby. We don't need the 6 hours of pre-race coverage.
No, we don't.
You could shorten that by 5 hours. You know what? I saw someone post this. Give us an hour on FS1. Give us a half hour on Fox. There you go. Pre-race done.
Yep. Because you don't need this. And I understand it's the Daytona 500. I understand it's the granddaddy. I get it. Everybody knows Michael Jordan is in the sport of NASCAR right now. Anybody knows who Michael Jordan is?
Michael Jordan, who is very involved. For those who didn't think he was involved, is very involved.
Yeah, he is. And they did a nice piece with Bubba, Denny, and Michael. And I'm never a big Michael Jordan fan.
Yeah, we know.
So
we know. We don't have to go down that road.
And now he's with Denny, so hey, even more reason. But I do like Bubba.
And it's a Toyota, Ryan, your favorite.
But I do like Bubba, so come on, guys. But no, like I said, the timing of these races, especially if there's weather in the area, you get to a race early. 3:00 starts at MIS. Guess what? I'm still there at 7:30, 8:00 in the morning. You can bump up make an announcement, say, hey, we're bumping up the coverage or the race because of weather in the area, and go from there.
I agree. I've got a little mini rant.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I'm not here to bash a race team. Although it was a real nice performance this weekend by some certain cars. My rant is, why was Ty Dillon not in the Daytona 500? Why wasn't any of these faster open cars in the 500? Gregson, Smithley was competitive in that dual race. He was up at the front. He dropped back even before the wreck. He was in it.
Oh, of course.
We need to find a new way to either A, do the charter system, B, set our open cars. Because the fact that people who were fast qualifying but move up and they get in, but the X guy doesn't. Ty Dillon finished 6th in his dual race, and missed the Daytona 5. Finished sixth. I don't think we've had an open car get eliminated that's ever finished that high in a dual race. Finished sixth.
It's been a while.
Finished sixth and didn't make the Daytona 500. Tell me where that is fair in any of this.
I don't think it's fair at all.
But we'll have cars in this race that are in their own 4-car draft, losing 4 seconds a lap to the main pack in this race. We will have someone who was going 10 miles an hour in their dual race below the yellow line on the final lap in that race. But guys like Ty Dillon, Noah Gragson, Garrett Smithley don't make the 500.
Yep.
How, excuse my French, how shitty is that?
Yeah, they definitely got to do, like you said, AJ, they got to do something with the charger system. Go on speed. Especially for the Daytona 500. Go on speed. Something. They got to do something.
Charter should be revoked. Charter should be up and able to be revoked. If you finish below X spot in points, your charter should be revoked.
Yep.
It goes to the next fastest team. Come Daytona. Where speed is everything. Single car speed is everything in qualifying.
Yep.
Set your charters that way.
Yeah, because like you said, Noah should have been in it.
The
Smithley,
big 4 or
like you
5
said,
teams, sure, charters. It's automatic because they're already going to be the fastest ones out there.
Yep.
But for those bottom tier teams, it should not be a pay to play format.
Yep.
It says.
How did it?
And it's reconnected. So say the last thing you were saying, Ryan.
Oh yeah, well, like I said, Bob Jenkins was the guy
Jenkins part, but I think it was when I said that it was upsetting reading that yesterday.
All right. So my dad tells me that the camera guys are strapped on the back when they do the in-car cameras. We're strapped on the back of the car, and I'm like, really? Yeah, that was the early '80s for me because ESPN had the onboard cameras. They were some of the best. But we're thinking about Bob right now.
Yeah, for sure, Ryan, for sure. All right, let's finish this off the right way, Ryan. Let's go to the white flag.
All right.
Keep working the mirrors. In line with you. Coming to the white. Only 2.
White flag is where we predict the upcoming race weekend.
And I'll try not to bump Jeff too hard.
Cause wreck on that 15. Last week I won our point standings and take the season lead 8-7. I won with 1 dual winner, a pole winner, or a front row winner, a truck highest finish, and a cup highest finish. Ryan had the Clash winner, duel number 2. He finished higher in the Xfinity race. He finished higher, bringing our totals 8-7. Remember, 5 points for a win, 1 point for highest finish. So I go first this week, Ryan, and for the truck series, I am taking the 02 of Kaz Grala.
I'm going to go Sheldon Creed.
On the Xfinity series side, Ryan, I've got to go with Austin Cindric.
Good pick. I'm going Daniel Hemrick.
Jeez, what car number is he driving now?
He's with Joe Gibbs.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. I remember that as you were saying it.
Yeah.
Cup side, Ryan, this is my slam dunk.
I know. Yep.
This is going to be the 9 this weekend.
All right. Who's your dark horse?
My dark horse is the 14, Chase Briscoe.
Good pick. All right. We can legally sports gamble here in Michigan. I threw $2 on Kyle Larson to win the race. I'm sticking with that here in the picks. And my dark horse is Ryan Preece.
Ryan Preece, who would have to make it on time unless there's under 40 cars entered.
Yeah, he's already in it, I do believe.
Well, I don't even think there's any qualifying, so never mind.
No, they did the random drop.
Welcome to 2021, where in NASCAR, where the qualifying doesn't matter and the spots are all made up.
Ryan Preece on Sunday.
That's right, because he made the 500, so he's technically locked in. Yeah.
Damn charters.
Dude, I hate this charter system.
Preece is starting 6 on Sunday.
Ryan.
Yo.
We've hit that point as my outro music is loud as can be.
Yeah, buddy. Woohoo. Is
Ryan,
it that time?
It's that time.
Well, guys, I know you guys saw AJ at the racetrack last weekend, but guys, we're road coursing. We're left turning this weekend. We will see you at the track.
Special thanks to Patrick, Trenton, all you guys for commenting in the chat tonight. Appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in live. If you're here on the live stream, thanks for tuning in. If you download this podcast on any of your favorite podcast platforms, we're going left and right this weekend. We're out of here. See you later. Have fun.